Mitigating human impacts can be a challenge, but looking to nature for solutions can inform our restoration actions. And at Wittys Lagoon with Andy MacKinnon, we see an example of working alongside nature with a restoration solution in action. Andy, thank you so much for being here. We're at Wittys Lagoon now, and now we're ready to hear more about a local restoration project.
Here in Metchosin, I think people have long recognized the importance of our natural marine slopes, both for the vegetation that's characteristic of them, but also because of their role in moving materials along the shores in Metchosin. So these beaches, these slopes are the places where material gets pulled away, transported and deposited. And for that reason, we have bylaws which prohibit any kind of a hardening of the foreshore along the ocean's edge, because we want to allow these natural processes to continue. And when people come down, as they are today, to relax on the sandy beaches of Wittys Beach, they're relaxing on the sand that's been pulled from slopes and moved along the beach and dropped at Wittys. So these processes are vitally important to constructing our beaches and our lagoons along the slopes here. And we want to find ways to slow erosion, but certainly not stop it, not attempt to interrupt these processes in any way. Last winter, we had a bit of a slump on the slope, and there were areas that were unvegetated. It was just bare soil, which is really the worst from an erosional point of view. So we're trying to find ways to work with nature-based solutions to try and slow the erosion on the slope. So we have found ways to move the drainage from the top of the slope down over the slope to the beach so that it's not draining right over the slope and washing the slope away that way. But probably most importantly is we're trying to encourage vigorous regrowth of plant species on the slope with deep and extensive root systems. So we had Tayler and his friends come out and put in some willow wattle fencing and staked willows on the slope and a watering system so that these plants can hopefully thrive on our slope, provide stability to the soil through their root systems, and also intercept the heavy rains, at least during the seasons when the plants have got leaves on them. But the plants that we've got on the slope now are really growing very well and setting out fabulous root systems. So we're very pleased with the way that it's going so far.
Well, I can't wait to hear from Tayler with Hatchet Seed at how he helped with the coastal slope.
Sounds good to me, Kristen.
Hi Tayler, thanks so much for joining us with the Pacific Salmon Foundation. We're here at Wittys Lagoon and we're looking forward to hearing about your help on Andy's slope.
So it's really just about terracing the slope so you've created a better seed bed that's not so steep, and kind of kick-starting succession for the other species. And so you start at the bottom and you pound in posts every 75 centimeters across the slope, and then you take smaller cuttings and build walls, and then you backfill up against that, so you create these terraces as you go up the hill. You start to get significant shade after 2-3 years, and so then all your blackberries and broom and other kind of invasive species, they tend not to like that shady environment. So it's one of the quickest ways you can get shade on a site. And then of course all the other seed comes in, like fir trees and maple trees and alder. And
well, thank you so much. That was a terrific overview of this wonderful restoration technique. Thank you so much for joining Pacific Salmon Foundation and Satinflower Nurseries today to learn more about restoration and native plants and the role that native plants play in our local ecosystems.